Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nowadays, many people are suffering from COVID-19 isolation. I would like to advise how to cope COVID-19 isolation based on my experiences. My name is Boji. I am from Burma and I am also the former political prisoner. I was imprisoned twice for a total of 8 years for my political activities between 1990 and 1998. During this period, I spent over 1 year in solitary confinement. I was locked up in a small 8 by 12 feet room for 23 hours and 40 minutes each day. In my room, I met a bowl of toilet and food provided by my family were all I was allowed. Outside my room, there was a pot and a cup for drinking. I was not allowed to use a piano because it was deemed as luxury. I was not allowed to read and write. I could meet with my family only 15 minutes every 2 weeks. Most days passed without my seeing another human being. I was bored. I was lonely. I had a number of thoughts during that situation. First, I accepted my reality. I didn't want to stay in this isolated prison cell, but I had no choice. I decided that I must survive. Second, Burmese military regime wanted me to suffer mentally after I was released from prison due to the lack of mental stimulation while in prison. In order to continue to fight back, I endeavored to keep my brain active. I made a decision to study English while in isolation. Third, I tried my best to study my English. I was lucky. In the next cell down from me was Dr. Agent, who could speak English and Japanese well. When the prison guard was away, I asked him to shout out 1 or 2 sentences in English. Then I wrote the words down on the concrete and memorized them. I wrote down whatever I wanted to say on the concrete. I approached a prison guard who was sympathetic to us and asked him to smuggle in 1 page of dictionary. He did, but after memorizing it, I had to eat the paper to avoid detection. Over time, I ate many pages of dictionary. Some of my friends composed songs, poems, novels, articles on the concrete. Then erase them after memorizing them. That is the way we used our time. Do something. This is the best medicine when you are in isolation. Fourth, I did not think about my release date because I knew I would be released when the time came. And this was out of my control. What I could try to control was my health. So I walked in the small room for many hours a day. Exercising will help your physical and mental health. So exercise. Walk at least 6,000 steps a day. Now, because of COVID-19, many people are forced to stay at home or in hospital for quarantine or care. Many are suffering from stress and other common mental health problems. During my time in prison, I had no contact with outside world, but I was able to survive by adapting my lifestyle and ways of thinking. Today, we have mobile phones and the internet, which we can use to contact our families and friends. But when in isolation, we need to be careful and avoid focusing on negative news all the time. Try to read something positive to maintain balance. There are other steps we can take to make this isolation easier for ourselves. Walk regularly, practice meditation or yoga, have a phone call with counselor or friend. Do something productive, whether it is small or big. Try to clean your house or cook. Do not think negatively. Try to think positive. I am sure that even though we think we suffer a lot, many people around the world are suffering worse than we suffer. We cannot help being in isolation, but we can make it easier for ourselves by following this advice. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this advice will help you to cope your isolation.